Hey everyone. So today we are not having children's church at church, but we're going to be having it at your house and at mine. So I want you guys to follow along because I've got a cool story and it's full of a whole bunch of great things. And today is Easter, which is a wonderful time and it's a wonderful story time. And I hope some of you guys can still do an Easter egg hunt. I know we wanted to do one at church where you guys can go and find all the Easter eggs, and I'm hoping maybe there is some for you at home. But in the meantime, let's get to today's story. So, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word became flesh into a baby. And the baby was born to Mary and Joseph, a beautiful, beautiful baby. And when Mary looked into the eyes of this beautiful boy, whose name was Jesus, she saw the cross. And when Joseph, his father, looked into the eyes of the baby boy, he also saw the cross. And when the little boy grew up, the little boy, when he was about 12 years old, him and his mom and his dad went to Jerusalem for a festival. And there, the little boy, whose name was Jesus, who was about 12 years old, was staying in Jerusalem to speak with all sorts of people. And in Jerusalem, there he stayed. When his parents left to go back home, they could not find Jesus anywhere. And when they went to go and find him, they found him in and when they went to go and find him, they found him in the synagogue, basically like in a church. And they asked him, Jesus, why did you do this? And he said, well, didn't you know I'd be in my father's house? Quite a strange thing for the little boy to say. So the little boy Jesus, when he grew up and he was about 30 years old, he went to the river where his cousin John was. And he went into the dark chaos of the water, and John put him down into the water. And when he lifted him out, there were people around that said that they had saw a dove come down from heaven. And some said that they heard a voice say that this is my son, my beloved son, who you must listen to. After Jesus was baptized, when he came out of the waters, he went out into the desert. And into the desert Jesus went for 40 whole days and 40 nights. A day came where a strange voice came to Jesus and said, sure, you surely look hungry. Don't you want to take that rock over there and turn it into some food or some water? And Jesus said to the man that to be a real human being, you don't need to survive on food and water alone. And then the strange man took Jesus up onto a temple to show him all the people around. And the strange man said to him, well, if you were to jump off, surely God would send his angels to catch you and protect you. But Jesus said, we shall not test God. Then finally the man took Jesus, and it seemed as though Jesus could see all the kingdoms of the land, and said, well, if you bow down and follow me, I'll make you king of all these kingdoms. But Jesus said that he is ready to be a king, but not like the king that you are talking about. After Jesus was in the desert for 40 days, he started to go and work. But what was Jesus' work? He would go out to all sorts of people, and everyone who met him, they changed. He went to a man who was blind, who could not see, and Jesus touched his eyes. And because of that, the man changed. He was able to see again. Many people changed when they met Jesus. Jesus often told many stories, like parables and all sorts of things that people just had to follow him. Finally, the day came that Jesus had to become like one of those parables he spoke about. He rode into Jerusalem on a donkey that he had borrowed, and people waved all sorts of palm leaves and palm trees to show that he was a king. And when he came in, he had a supper with all of his disciples. And he took bread, he broke it, giving it to all of his disciples, saying, take this and eat, and whenever you eat this bread like this, always remember that I'll be with you. Then he also took the cup, and he gave it to his disciples, saying, take this and drink. And whenever you drink this cup, remember that I'll always be with you." And after they had finished, they went into the garden. But except one disciple, he did not join them at all. But while they were in the garden, this disciple, Judas, who did not join them, he came out of the shadows with some guards, and they arrested Jesus. They took Jesus, they put him onto a cross, put a crown of thorns on his head, and they crucified him. And he died. When he had died, they took him and buried him in a tomb with a huge stone that rolled right in front of it. On Saturday, everything was so quiet. You could almost hear the earth breathing. And when Sunday came, Mary and some other woman went to go and see Jesus. Knowing that it would be sad, they wanted to be close to Jesus. But when they got to the tomb, the stone was rolled away and Jesus was not there. An angel had said that Jesus was alive. See, Jesus had changed and he became something different. Jesus was now alive and he could share in this bread and this wine with everyone. So this bread and this wine and Jesus on his crucifixion on the cross, they can't be separated. When we think of Easter and we think of Jesus and the bread and the wine, we think also of Jesus on the cross. And when we think of Jesus on the cross, we also remember Jesus with the bread and wine. And so this is the story of Easter, right from the beginning all the way to here. And I wonder which part of the story is the part that you like the best. I wonder which part of the story you think is the most important part. And I wonder if you guys can enjoy Easter as much as I do, because it is so mysterious and so wonderful. I hope you guys enjoyed that story, and I really hope that you guys have a fantastic day, that it's filled with such love and joy and lots of cool food, because Easter is such a mysterious time, and it is a wonderful time to be with parents and to be with family. So enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.